Oh dear. Oh, it says go live. Okay, do I have dots? I have dots. Excuse me, dots. Yeah, I'm waiting on Keith to show up and we'll see if I have sound. Usually it gives me a link that I can send to people. But I will try this, but we'll see what happens. Whatever is going to happen is going to happen. Okay. Oh God, I forgot I'm making this noise. I gotta get on the grid. See if this is the link. So was it just me or did today suck monkey ass? It died in a long time and it just kept on getting Monday. I'm waiting. This is the hotspot is not, and it's not that, just a hotspot. Yes, I can. I will make that better. Okay, I'm not waiting anymore. I'm making all these weird noises because this is just this is what I do when I get this freaked out. I used to call it stress Tourette's. I don't know if that link I just put in the group is actually going to work. There's like people here. I don't know. What people? Can you in the chat? Bless you. I am so grateful that Papa like that. Saw to it. Oh, Facebook is just being a bitch. Oh, he says I changed his name again. Okay. I'm closing out Facebook because it's too big a drag. Oh, he says it won't post the link. Son of a bitch. Keith, darling. And here is a link. Oh, great. I got that. New connection. It's unstable. Aha. Because motherfuckers, I know something way more unstable right now, and that is this sorcerer. So, I want to be one of those people who knows how it works. Copy the biatch. Finally, it opened it. Thank you so much for doing what you were supposed to do. Social media platform. I am not myself. Say bitch posts. God, it posts the studio address though. So I don't know. Can't be bothered. I am closing Facebook. But yes, leave it because I need the power here. Happy 7:20. And today I read an article that said it was a double new moon. And I have no idea what the hell that is. What is that? Do you like cross your eyes? As far as I know, we only have like one moon. Okay. I promise I'll try to keep this as brief as I can. Like, 2 months before 9/11. I think it was 2001. I got a ticket in North Carolina because I was living in North Carolina at the time. Ticket not wearing a seatbelt. Yeah, I had a commercial license, but you just show it all. $35. So things happened. I was able to get back to Montana. Whoosh, came back to Montana. Bang, 9/11. So about a month later, 2 months later, I was like, oh fuck, I got that ticket. I call North Carolina. They're like, just send us a money order. I'm like, great. I go to the IGA because I didn't have a bank account yet in Whitehall. I go to the IGA, money order, send it out. EIEIO, we don't have it. Away. I work, so home. Okay. That was 2001. I renewed my driver's license here in Montana. I think I renewed it twice. Going from a commercial to a private license. I've told everybody about the book that I published in the program. I could probably get a copy. You know what? Hey, you set this thing in. I set my hand to you. Hang on, the cats are outside too, and I need to shut the door. Right back. Just talk among yourselves. Oh. Good boy. Hey, that squeaky you hear is Andrew. Okay, I'm back. Have I got sound on this? Can you hear me okay, Keith? Because the little dot isn't moving. Okay. In 1983, I wrote a children's book. 1984, it got published. 1984, it got written up by Pulitzer. It blew people's shit away. And it was this picture. Perfect. Boy meets dragon, so forth. So on and so forth. Mentioned by Pulitzer. This was my name back then. It was me, Deborah Davis Hickerman, becoming illustrator to watch out. I got a letter. I sent a copy to Theodore Geisel because a good friend of mine that I worked with, and just happened to go to work for the law firm. Okay, for the law firm that represented this man named Theodore Geisel. And she calls and she goes, please give to this man. And she did. Vanishes had just come out with his book called The Better Battle Book. And we were, he sent me a letter. I wrote on the inside cover, did a whole goofy. Read your book for years, lots of laughs or tears. I wanted some publisher poem, and now I write this one and I get to give you a story once. He sent me the battle book, he read on the inside, he did a whole poem, and it basically said that he was grateful that someone was already on board who would pick up the torch that he had been trying to keep lit. Except Ex number 3, Don Thompson, stole that book and stole that letter. I'm giving names, motherfucker. So anyway, 1983, 1984. The neighbor cut his grass, and it was so the book went ape shit. It was sold out first printing. It was on national TV. And there was just a lot going on. I turned down an invitation because I don't like being on camera. I didn't want my picture in the book. I didn't want my real name. So anyway, that man, Hagerman, his name is Kenneth Michael Hagerman. This was a few years after the book came out. The book came out in 84. It was crazy. I was going back to New York. I had friends who were dying there, but I was also working, etc., etc. He molested my children every time I met. He told the judge in court that the reason he did it was because I wouldn't put him in the copyright and take him with me. So he wanted to hurt me. And I'll never forget what that judge said. That, Mr. Hagerman, you should get on your knees right now and thank whatever you believe is your creator. I can hold your execution right here, right now. So anyway, there you go. Trial, etc. Trauma to my kids. You know, they're like 9 and 10, whatever. And yeah, to say that was a trauma to me is like saying, oh, well, you know, it's just too bad about that whole Vietnam thing. My world was utterly destroyed. This monster worked its way into our house, into my family, and murdered my children in my living room because none of us survived it. Except. So, I think it took close to a year for it to come to trial, whatever, because his mother was influential and she was really trying to get him off. And everybody said, if you get him out, if he's straight, she will hunt him down and kill him. And they weren't lying. So, anyway, goes to court, goes to trial. Boom, guilty as fuck. He was sentenced, to life. I mean, he molested 18 children. He molested the entire Coast Guard troop, plus my kids. So this is very difficult for me to talk about. It dredges up a lot of really old trauma. And this is where I've been sitting all day. Okay. Got it. Name was Hagerman. The prosecuting attorney, I think, for Cobb County Superior Court, his name was Tom Sharon, Cobb County, Georgia. He prosecuted the case, etc. He calls me before the sentencing because they do the verdict, whatever, and then they do the sentence. Ouch! And he calls me to come down to Marietta. So I go down to the courthouse, and it was a significant day because that day a tornado went right over the courthouse, and I refused to stay inside. And he said, "You are going to divorce him, right?" And I think I said that we were standing out on the porch, where you were supposed to be inside. And I looked at it because I was as tall as him, and I said, "Well, you won't let me execute him." And he goes, "Okay." He said, "This is what I will do. I will include a full decree of divorce, and it will be in the closing arguments. Then you'll have your separation. There will be a restraining order, etc., etc." I'm like, "Thanks. I feel, excuse me, I'm just a little bit insane right now." So that's 1988. So 89, 90, 90, we moved to Montana because I had to get out. And when I got my driver's license, they said you can put any name you want on it. And I went, okay, so I took my maiden name back. And okay. 2006. I had applied for the financial aid to go to college. Oh, and I applied for disability because I was in congestive heart failure. They couldn't fix it, whatever, or treat it, and they refused because the name still said Hagerman. God, Andrew's looking at me. It said Hagerman on the card, and they refused to contact Cobb County to get the decree of divorce. So I get the financial aid, start college, so it goes on for a few years. And really nobody ever gave me any shit about it. Like driver's license. So I get sicker. I move in with these criminals. Because what they did by saying, oh, you're just sick, you should come stay with me. I won't charge you any rent and I'll help pay for things. And then they like try to get like a $40,000 rent bill, or they do it because they're positive that you're going to die. And then they'll just take everything that's yours, such as 25 copyrights and fuck ton of art and a few other things. AARP Legal calls that larceny by deception. And it is actually either the second or the third most common methodology of their abusers. And what they do is they get the person to move in and they're helpless or they're sick. They start signing the person's name, start trying to get disability in that person's name. And so on and so forth. What they didn't expect was nobody ever goes to the house. Nobody ever asked about them. And of course, gaslighting everybody right and left, which I caught her doing, and people told me she was doing it. I knew before I went in there what I was probably dealing with, and so I had my network of friends, that I kept them informed what was going on. The biggest reason that I didn't like it, pick it all up, move out, because I had a TSH of 140. I had to go a year with no Medicaid, locked out because of Medicaid. A year with no medication. By the time I found a doctor who would see me, my TSH tested out at 140. I was legally dead. And so I spent the next 2 years, 2016, 2017, trying to live through the next 24 hours. And there were 4 times during that 3 years that the gateway opened. I was sitting at the computer. It's time. From what I wanted to be found in, I lay down on the bed. And I started saying my gratitude, because the whole time that I was trying to get through the next 24 hours, I was going back through my life and learning from what I need to learn, where are snags, what haven't I, what haven't I worked on. And I know people think, oh, she's just being dramatic. So anyway, 2 years turned into 3 years. I started getting better. When I started getting better, they started being mean. And that was because it just wasn't dying fast enough to suit some people. So it got worse and worse and worse. I was completely isolated from everybody, they thought. They had no idea how connected I was online. I have a 3-year daily journal. Phone has photographs. Anyway, All of this while trying not to die at the same time. Ooh, it was such fun. So that was on the 25th. The last 2 times I had gone to the doctor, I said, things are getting bad and I might need help. And she said, all you do is you just call this. We have a social worker. Okay, it hasn't happened yet, but well, it's not the first time I've been around, dangerous stuff. And, they're actually kind of worthless anyway. So, 25th. I don't remember what happened. I just woke up and it's time. I called the number, I called the social worker, and said, I'm in trouble. This is what's going on. I started reading out what was happening, and mainly because she had refused to bring me to the doctor for 6 months. And it's just like, you just won't die, well, then we're going to, And I made my phone calls. And they did not think that anybody would show up. They thought that they had successfully bad-mouthed me through all my friends. All my friends kept up with everything they said. And okay, I think it might not work, because it did. But I told them that it didn't work. So they thought, she's totally isolated. Her phone doesn't even work. Here comes the slider virus. It takes over the computer, puts it on her television. She's not even smart enough to read the whole thing. But when you're going to hack into somebody's computer and it's full of copyrighted material, it's just a little hint. It's probably not smart to write Aunt Lori's TV, because this computer and this program recorded it. It was sent in the names. It showed it tried to do a remote takeover, etc., etc. And that was the 27th, a year ago. See, I don't know for sure what the plan was, but I had been isolated. I had not received any mail in over 2 years. The only reason she replaced this computer was because people started asking questions online, because I had been saying since I had to go in that trash hole, if I ever disappear for 2 weeks, call the police, because something has happened. And I was saying that since 2015. So I made my phone calls, and God bless her, she has made a friend for life. A friend of mine, we ran the Occupy Montana Facebook page. Crystal drove all the way down from Durham, Montana, in her truck. And by the time she got there, because it was like 101 degrees, I was in heart failure. I mean, I couldn't breathe. I couldn't walk. I was swelled up. I was like, I couldn't carry any of my own stuff. She loaded her truck with my stuff. I could only watch. So I called police, because I know the minute I leave, they're going to steal, all of it. And he said, well, anything that is missing, that's theft. Would you like me to call them and make that clear to them? And I said, yes. And I stood there in the front yard while she pretended not to get the phone call. She did walk up at one point, and it's like, she says, Crystal, I don't even know what's going on. Narcissists do that shit. So anyway, I have to be gone. I get an emergency help. I get food stamps, all of it with an expired driver's license that she refused to take me back to Missouri to figure out how to get it fixed. And the weird name on my Social Security. And they were just like, look, you're in a crisis right now. Let's get this handled. And this was, the Montana Department of Health and Human Services. I cannot believe how helpful they were. So, there you go. 15 years before they even dated each other, I was close with each other. And I called them. They were the second. Julie was the second person I called. And on the night of, so cool, on the night of, see, I didn't realize until today that I was at Crystal's for a week. That was how traumatized I was by it. La, la, la. So I brought up two crystals that just say, about like August 2nd. On August 4th, okay. August 4th, I had the weirdest feeling. And Crystal had the greatest front yard in the world. She had like, I don't even know what lake it is. Yeah, it could be a glacier. I don't know. It's a big honking lake. And that was her front yard. And it's nighttime, everybody's sleeping. And I just got told, go outside and look at the sky. And check. Yeah, August 4th. Across the water in Montana. Full 4-color display of northern lights. And I stood, I actually tried to wake her up to look, because fucking northern lights, we wouldn't want to be looking up, right? Well, her, apparently. I stood up there until I was watching them. In all the years I've lived here, I've only seen all 4 colors, the purples and the yellows and the blues. I've only seen those like 3 times. I'm outside every single night watching the sky with the northern lights. And there it was, this huge crisis, and I know, barely, I know that it is quite horrible. That I forwarded a plan that to be done away with. There's no reason not to think so. And I'm looking out at the water, I'm looking at the, and I just got this entire knowing something's resolved. Something's been resolved. And then I had this dream, I can't remember how to put it. This is I just knew something. It was resolved, and that's what the lights were there for. So I go back in the next day. My good friend Julianne, either Julianne or Arthur called me early in the morning. We had a family consensus. You had been gone long enough. The entire family, the girls have given you their bedroom. You've been gone too long. How many years? It was like 5 years. You've been gone too long. We're coming to get you. You're coming home. And they drove all the fucking way out to Big Arm, Montana. Shit, we jam it in the car. Well, in the truck. I say truck, but it's a fucking Escalade. So, now, fast forward. It's been a year, almost a year. Still don't have the driver's license. Still don't have any of that fixed because I've been too sick. So for the last month, every day, I have been to the general's office because I stop when it says about the connection. I said, and Keith remembers, I said, this is never going to happen to me again. This is the last time anybody ever does this to me. It is the last time ever. And this that's been happening lately is a part of that. I have said in other videos that my mother was not a predatory narcissist, I can't think of the word, but it's just aggressive. Yeah, just say lying bitch noises. That's my mother. Your mother is the first person that you bond with. So that was all I knew of this work. And then I said about spending the first 3 years of my life in the hospital. I'm fairly certain, with zero proof, that there had to have been at least a smidge of Munchausen by proxy because of something a family member got drunk and slipped up and said. That there had been a big meeting of doctors when they took my tonsils out and I had to have big surgery. Big meeting of doctors, and I never had to go to the hospital again. I think somebody told my mother that they were hit. So something was going on. Anyway, and it still would take me another 20 years to put it all together. So now fast forward to 2020 and the dystopian. Okay, I want to say it. I'm just gonna. The dystopian fascist coup by the stupid people party. How shameful. And so they're locking down and taking, taking freedoms, and she's just sitting like that. I don't care, as long as I got my car, I'm all right. Okay. So, fuck them. Fuck every last one of them. I am healing and rebuilding this life. So, I start trying to get these legal documents fixed. And it's literally this catch-22 that goes all the way back to 1988. And so you can't go get a driver's license because I don't have a social security card in my name. Social Security won't change the name on my social security card without me going through another divorce in the state of Georgia. North Carolina in 2002 removed this stupid seatbelt ticket that the cop fucking lied for anyway. North Carolina is notorious for being highway extortionists. If you have an out-of-state tag, expect at least one ticket if you dare drive in North Carolina. Everybody knows about it. They know it's crooked as shit. So anyway, in 2002, they removed that ticket. But yet in 2008, it shows up in the National Register, or whatever, which is run out of Raleigh. In these 5 years that I have called that place, if you get through and you ask anything that is not their little specific questions on their website, they hang up on you. I got through 2 weeks ago, and I said, I would like to speak to your department supervisor, please. I'm calling from, get my finances. So this woman gets on the phone, and I said, this is regarding a matter that occurred in 2001. The woman immediately started pretending that she couldn't hear me, and then well, Social Security, we're not doing anything without a decree of divorce. I remember I told you. Tom Turin put that on the sentencing thing, etc., etc. Social Security refused to look into it, to investigate it, to legal. So, for the last, whenever he upped my meds, that was like, I think, the end of May. So pretty much for the middle to the end of June to now, this has been my focus, is to take it easy because the doctor doubled my meds and that creates a thyroid storm. But it has also been, this is 3D business. And once and for all, I need to take care of this. So now in the state of Montana, now I worked in a law firm. I worked in 2 law firms. Buddy, do the fancy schmancy kind. I'm aware of the courthouse, and I'm not completely unfamiliar with law. Since the coup of, we've got to come up with a word, of the ignoramus party, since this coup, and I've seen this, just me. Come on, connection. Can you hear it okay, Keith? So during this time, since this whole ignoramus coup, or as Jeff Tidwell calls it, the festering fucktangle party. Government offices and public access to anyone in public service of any sort, from the most mundane clerical up to elected office, which is highly questionable, have become more and more difficult to connect to send, interact with, etc. So, and that's even happened here. So for the last 3 days, I have been, and this breathing is because today has been a total, I've been making lists, something I learned at the law firm. County attorney, legal services no longer exists in Butte. But the law library in the Butte let me in at the law library. Montana Human Rights Council, State Attorney General, Secretary of State. I have the list of all the shit they say that you have to have, etc., and so forth. Now, and I am a fucking force of nature, and I know I am formidable as all shit. And that's mostly because I have had to fight every day, in one way or another, every day of this life. I've had to fight. So, well, fuck, man, I'm 61 and I'm still alive. I must be okay, good at it. So, okay, the list. I have a plan. So this is as things unfold, because it was such a traumatic time. It's not just a traumatic time. This is like 4 traumas right in a row, all of them converging. What I will do is I will scatter out, or I will, get distracted and then not follow through. So I make a list so that I will know what to do next. And this is what I've been doing for 2 days. I cannot believe, as someone who worked in law, would physically show up at Georgia Supreme Court, State Court, Superior Court, and file documents at the District Court. I can't believe what I'm encountering. So, as I said, when I was doing the dying, you go through all of the trauma, all of the wrong that you might have done to anyone, all that was done to you, if I'm teaching you, if I'm at peace with it, etc., blah, blah. Like you got anything else to do because you're dying, right? And believe me, very few people do this. This was like, if you've ever done AA, this was like fourth step on crack in a nuclear reactor. I mean, this is just, because this is the last thing I'm ever going to do. I'm a sorcerer. I'm a warrior. I know where those little black spots are. And I made it my intention to open those places, to remove them, to heal them, whatever I had to do with it. And it literally took me all the way back to infancy. When I had that realization, that was the day that I made the very first video I ever made for YouTube. So it was this huge break. This catch 22 clusterfuck, because I mean, look at all the things. Over a $33 tip. This is not natural occurrence. But they're not just not answering my phone, they're not answering anybody's. They are unresponsive to it. That doesn't exist here in Montana. But they put that idiot Janford in, who brags, I'm getting it. There's no, he's a cocksucker puppet. I call him a cocksucker. But, yeah, no. Oh, he's going to be the next governor. The world is turning into like this Geiger painting. And frankly, I never liked Geiger. So I need to deal with each of these issues because I'm not taking back my life. You know, this was like shit that has happened over and over since I was an infant. It's not taking back. You can't take back what you never had. But by dealing with each individual problem one at a time, I'm trying to articulate this when I'm thinking in belief systems and energy bodies and how it overlays with law in the world of man. Doing all the shit that I went through today, not once did I doubt that everything was going to work out. Not once could they make me right. When you spend 5 years doing everything you can not to die within the next 24 hours, but to die with dignity as a warrior, it's fucking hard to scare somebody who has stood in that door 4 times. I mean, I know exactly what happens. It was happening. And I wasn't scared. And I wasn't upset. What I thought, the closest thing I had to like a regret was, because I just had to break through with art, you know, in college, and of course got run down. So I was going to be able to make some more art. But if this is all I get to do, I'm good. Do my best. Things will get peaceful. Someday I'll explain the processes that happen to the energy body. And then I wake up the next morning. Still breathing, not dead. But wait a minute. I was leaving this body. And it happened 4 times. Just out. The filth hole, the monster house. That house was so filthy. Anyhow. One bit at a time. These 5 days, I will fulfill these surreal, petty, pedantic obstacles. And that act, and this is me up on the level I usually deal with, that act is complete. And then that's the last barrier. Then that is when, I can't explain it any other way than to say, that is when I will truly fill out, become the spirit personality that I came into this world to be. That all these forces have worked so hard to destroy, I will return to that. And it'll be like I just got born and none of this, cruelty, none of the shit that happens in your first 3 years. All that. It'll be that. I will be a luminous being that I was meant to be. Now, before you get all dogmatic on me, that does not mean that I will dress like a shepherd, carry a little bell, walk around speaking very softly, do yoga, and say namaste all the time. Oh, okay. It doesn't mean that I have like this mission. I was sent. It doesn't mean that. Well, okay, I was sent, but not to do any of that shit. I don't know what. I don't know what it is. I don't have to. That's the cool part. I know that it'll happen anyway. But it'll be cool to embody your spirit personality without the beliefs and the lockdowns. There'll be scars, but they won't be devastating or debilitating. I'm kind of looking forward to it. I said this afternoon when I was debriefing with Arthur about it because I was trying to articulate what sense going on besides. It'd be okay if the government people weren't such dicks and twats about it at the same time. So I'm debriefing with Arthur about what all happened because it was literally every single thing that I tried to accomplish today was thwarted, stopped. Wouldn't even let me, wouldn't let Julie cash my COVID check. Yesterday, they wouldn't give me my own medication, but Julie is on my list as a person who can get my medication when I'm not a current driver's license. That's only happened in the last 2 weeks. And so we went around to like 3 different banks. They wouldn't cash the check. Now, to me, this bullshit COVID check, I'm certain that it's prearranged that, oh, yes, anybody can get it and I'm going to get it because they see to it the homeless are locked out, etc., caught up in this catch-22 stuff and so forth. Because they are not nice people. There's nothing nice about any of them. So they're not going to do anything to help anybody. But I don't have time for them. All day today, here I am. Dead broke. etc. All this shit, all the story. You heard it. And she's handing the check. And I'm looking at this check. And to me, that was a rectangular sheet of paper. With 0 value. 0 worth. And it didn't matter a fuck to me if they cashed or they didn't cash. Another way. It's like they have to make this extra effort to be condescending or be rude, because to show you that you're a non-person, you're bad. I didn't not get my license renewed because I'm bad, but it's between us. Bitch, I can show you bad. You want to see bad? I can produce bad. And because I know that I'm skilled with that, they couldn't fight me. They couldn't intimidate, and trying to over the telephone. They're trying to. The girl at the bank was trying to be nice, but the pharmacist wasn't. But this is just a law. This is how it has to be. I was like, it wasn't that way 48 hours ago. Well, that's not my problem. And when I say that, I know I'm talking to a robot when I say that. And Julie steps in. I get the meds. So they tried all this intimidation, all this humiliation to degrade and downtrodden, etc. We're going to withhold this from you. And I still walked out with it. Am I making sense, Keith? That they did their absolute best to piss me off because they kind of reacted to me. Yeah, just to, maybe they like beating up on old people. I don't know. But it didn't work. And the more they did, and the more it didn't work, the harder they spun. I mean, this happened in the phone, it happened in the store, it happened in the pharmacy, and in this under-speaking kind of way, it happened at both things. So, we will give you money. Okay. You're trying to somebody hasn't had money in 5 years. And that's the best I can explain it. This is it. To go back and straighten these legal things out that would not be necessary if it were not. We're going to come up with a name for this. We need to come up with a Latin name for coup of the stupid people. We just have to do this. Or the intellectus non grata. And I've been trying all afternoon to describe this feeling. Because there's even optimistic that I was like angry about certain things. And I did fucking work in law firms for 5 years. But I'm also I am a warrior. Before I'm a sorcerer, I'm a warrior before I'm a woman. I'm a warrior before I'm a mother, a human. I am a warrior soul. All of these blocks are artificial. They've been set before like homeless or maybe. You're talking to somebody with zero crime, nothing. Driving without a seatbelt. I might have, since I started driving when I was 16, I've probably had 4 or 5 tickets like that because I don't like wearing seatbelts. Turns out, years later, 2003, I meet and fall in love with a man who lost his life because he was wearing a seatbelt. What a deal here and do. And I haven't worn one since. Well, I do. I don't wear seatbelts. Fine, write your freaking ticket. But, there's all this, we'll take this away from you, we'll take that away from you, we'll take this away from you. And I'm just kicked back like, wait, okay, so what you're saying is you're going to take away more of my nothing. How is that power? So this is the space that I've been in. But today, because of how ridiculously hard I had to link into, pull back. They do not list a phone number for any of these offices on their websites. None of them. Montana Legal Services. I don't know about Montana Human Rights Council yet. Where'd it go? DMV, how to get all of the documents that you need. There is no phone number to do anything except call and make your appointment. So in other words, we're not going to help you. And it keeps getting more and more Monday from there. Oh, Social Security, that was it. If you ask anything that isn't on their little sheet, 2 out of 3 of them will just fucking hang up on you. I remember reading something about pre-Hitler Germany, something similar to that he alienated people from each other based on their economic thing, and plus they were having this huge recession. And he kept telling himself and blaming it on the Jews. Now look at the U.S. I'm telling you this, I'm telling you that. Why is anybody even listening to him at all? He's a 1,000% liar, and it has been since the 1970s. I'm telling you this, and I'm telling you that. So, you're a fucking liar. It's not true. But these people are responding. And that's what Hitler said. If you shout the same thing loud enough over and over again, the people will make it become true. And Hitler wasn't very smart either. So, meanwhile, up here in Montana, we've got this old chick trying to get a driver's license. And right now, I'm just trying to get a Montana ID. I get a Montana ID because I'll probably have to have some kind of court order with this divorce. I don't know. But I need an attorney. And I worked in a law firm. I fucking know when I'm here, fucking lawyer. And documents that you used to could go to the website, to that court, to that docket, find this decision. Freedom of Information Act, public access. There aren't even links to the files now. And I was like, dude, don't make me come up there. But like I said, Keith, this is never going to happen again, right? Didn't I? I said that over and over. This is the last time that this is ever going to happen. This doing the documentation, the clusterfuck, because they want you to like kowtow and be so grateful. I don't think I have to. It doesn't have to be a war. But I don't. Messy and I don't like stroke their pride either. I can be completely and utterly myself and be just as valid as any of those other, fake personalities. So, other than that, Ms. Lincoln, how'd you like to play? That's what I've been doing while in the thyroid storm. Is getting these legal documents and discovering just how locked away it's become. And so I wondered, well then, how do homeless people get it? How did they get their benefits? How did they get the IDs? And as I started looking it up, in general, they don't. They're like cordoned out, and they're basically cut out of the herd and left to die. And this is what humans are turned into. Yep. I have a lot of mixed blood. I mean, I'm just really, but it hasn't been proven yet because I don't trust anything the family told me. Nothing. Until I have it researched. I'm pretty sure I'm at least a quarter Irish. So you can safely bet that my left leg is full Irish. My left leg is ornery. My left leg pretty much said, back when I tried to do, I know 2 people who died. 2 people who I knew and cared about, who were in the same age group. Montana Medicaid Silver was, there was a Supreme Court of the United States decision that they had to change that because it targeted citizens with chronic illness who could no longer work full-time, aged 54 to 64. It might have been 56. It was like the numbers are reversed, whatever. And they were not, it wasn't made hard for them. They were denied medical attention. Denied it. You couldn't pay cash. That's just what happened to me over and over again. No, because you don't have the Medicaid. And if we take cash, Medicaid will cancel us and all of the other clients. We'll go to other clinics. So this is what I was told. And there's like 6, sliding scale clinics, and they all said the same thing. So I fired off this rant, which is classic Mark Blair, and I called it murder by proxy. What happens to the cow when the farmer can no longer take the milk? What becomes of the cow? Hello, ages 54 to 64. You're a cow. So it was scathing. I can write things that are amazing, scathing. And it wasn't a blog. It was a fucking rant. And I proceeded. I did the equivalent online of flying over in a helicopter and just throwing out leaflets. I mean, I sent it to CNN, I sent it to, Sky News, the BBC, ABC, NBC, CBS, even though fucking they don't do anything. Not Fox. But even wipe my ass with these people that said Fox. Gannett. I mean, I just sweat. And that includes RT, which is Russian television. Canada, and they're just also called CBS, and Al Jazeera. And at the bottom of the list, I sent one to the governor of Washington. And the computer that record was on is one it's out there, but it's the one that the RA broke into and destroyed. So I did this rant, murder by proxy. Sent it to John Tester, etc. Al Jazeera. I found a doctor, a naturopath, who went against her clinic's rules and agreed to sneak me in. Now I could pay cash. And she said, well, I'll tell you what, we have a meeting. Give me a call Tuesday or Wednesday of next week. And I went, Dr. Phil, I won't be alive Tuesday or Wednesday of next week. If you don't see me within the next 24 hours, I'm not going to live through this weekend. And she was, I could tell you, she's like, oh, you're being dramatic, whatever. She agreed. And I said, I can't take the bullshit test. And they looked at it. And she took like one look at me and was like, oh, you're fucking sick. She does a full panel and it comes back. But within like an hour, my TSH was 140. And that was from a year with no medical attention, no thyroid medication. I refused, but I will be goddamned if personalities, the caliber of those monsters, determine whether I'm too Irish. And I pretty much mean my way through it, except. And she was always very sweet. She was always so sweet. She died, and like a 15-year-old, and like a 14-year-old. And I knew her through the Occupy Montana website. We ran. And see, I did all that Occupy stuff. I didn't believe in any of that. I don't believe in politics. I don't even believe in fucking structure. I don't even feel like a memorial has power. Nothing. It's all a tennis sport to me. I was in Occupy because of that energy. In the early days. I have a letter that was sent out by it's one of those registry website with us bullshit company. You know, they take credit for Occupy. Loading. But Zuccotti's so fucking packed. The London Stock Exchange so fucking packed. They didn't expect that. They had no idea what was going on, and they fucking knew that they were not. It was this explosion of, and I just called it what. And I told them that in the round table, the very first time I ever spoke. It was, my name is Bob Meyer, and I'm speaking to you from Butte, Montana. And the more you talk, the more clear it becomes, I am me. And there had to have been 3,000 people at this round table, you know, scattered across that time. But there was 150 just in Mumble. I said, the more you talk, the more convinced I am that I'm not an activist. I fucking hate politics. I hate politicians. I'm not even looking on the structure of government at all. I'm something none of you understand. I'm a warrior in the ancient sense. I am here because of what's happening. And I'm taught the light. People who, I got my manifesto and I'm going to control the media. Yeah. They have absolutely nothing to do. And it's scattered in cultures across the world. That's never happened in the history of humankind. It's never happened, and I fucking knew it. So I was talked for a while, and Mumble went down. It was full. The LSX, all these people started flooding in, and they're like, yes, yes. Because during this roundtable, it's like, well, I'm in charge of this, and I'm in this party, and I'll never forget the obvious. KGB agent. And I said, you know, all my life I have known that something is going to happen. Something big. And all my life I have known that I am going to be a part of it. And it's going to be huge. And it's huge. I have a role in it. And I've spent all my life becoming more and more adept at recognizing abstractions so that I would know it. Now, it doesn't matter if you believe in it or not. I know that if you're outwriting manifestos, you really don't believe in anything other than yourself receiving whatever it is you're so desperate for. So you can just go ahead and leave if you want. I'm not talking to you. And live stream is just full. And there was like, oh my God, I was listening to the radio. This is exactly it. Yes, I always knew something was going to happen that I know of. It's the first time that ever happened. There were people there from Holland, from Germany, from fucking Russia. There was Hungary. There was something tragic happened. No, there was Serbia, and there was just, they were from everywhere. With the same purpose, you know, living in the camps. And I want to say it was called something Busters. But, you know, they're just really self-important, all the government run, and they were taking credit. And I just couldn't let that pass. They sent it out I think they put it out like the year before the rigged election. That they, oh, we just did it, and we're going to open that back up again. Next thing I knew, I was answering. I fucking love it. But I told them that day in that round table, 2011, 2010, because of the fight. I'm not here because of you. I'm here because I'm not here. I don't even like people. I'm not here because of you. I don't serve you. I don't serve your government. I don't serve your dream. I serve light. Fuck with it. And you will learn firsthand what a warrior is. Fuck with it. And you have worked. And I made it good. I mean, I made good what I said in that very first, which has been wiped off all the live streams, by the way. That's what I'm fucking deal. To this day, I don't give a flying fuck about politics, about control, about rulers, about I give a shit. Because very young, I recognized the true meaning of value, the true meaning of work. And it was not a fucking rectangular piece of paper covered with talismans. That's how weak things try to be strong. It's all these symbols and talismans and paper. Go look at a river. That is right. So today, you go to the back. No, go to the back. No, go to the back. No. And my adopted sister, God love her, she was friendly. She was nice. I didn't say a word. I just smiled. No, because it's an invalid driver's license. You know what's interesting? It's an expired driver's license. You know what's interesting about that? To the banks. They didn't ask for a driver's license. They automatically say, oh, this is an expired driver's license. Wow. Guys are fucking good. It's psychic bankers. So I've got all this going on. Being put down and put down and put down. I mean, I started making these phone calls at 8:30 this morning. So coming about 11:30, I'm actually having chest pains. Now, my hands are shaking. I have to get up and walk away. Just walk away. Have a cigarette, maybe chew a cigarette, talk on Facebook, go do mundane shit. And it took a few hours of decompressing with Arthur, who I said, I adopted him because, okay, I'm not going to use a plastic fork. Okay, I said, we are opposite ends of the same scale. You're over here with 3D, with third dimension, with the solidity of form, of Khedah-brah. Science, prove it or measure it or it doesn't exist. Opposite but equal. Completely intuitive. Zero amount. But just as talented with words and conveying information using words. I can do shit. I can do things. And just like these scientists with their machines, I can prove what I'm talking about too. We're talking to the opposite sides of the same scale. And we're talking, and it sounds like we're talking two different languages. But in the unspoken, he and I are talking about the same thing. And my adopted sister, Julianne, she was so cool. She is one measure. While we're off in these interdimensional, imaginative, working out the difficulties of the planet, she's walking by with a glass of water, going to the grocery store again. You know, if we buy 4 of these, we save this much more money. She is above and beyond one of the most self-disciplined human beings I have ever recommend. And I'm not even going to try to be as good as she is. And used to see us shop together. Oh, Jesus. Look, dude, I'd start. She'll say stuff like, oh, look at this. Oh, but look at this price. This is like you get 10 and you save $16. Well, now to me, having always been so broke, I have $4 to spend on something. Getting 9 of them were for 10 for other groceries. I'm going to have the best time hanging out with her. She has a wonderful sense of beauty and balance, and she just seems to be utterly oblivious to it. It's amazing. So today, while even my own state, doing everything I could to belittle me, make sure that I knew I was nothing. I mean, I'm like, where did that part of the show come in? I felt, and I can't describe it, I felt exactly the same way that I felt the day teaching the workshop in the woods at Abacadabrah. You would think that you were like jumping and go, oh my God, oh my God. When shit like that actually happens, there's like this calm. I call it losing your edges. Like, feel right. Right? You can just sit in your chair, but you can feel that part of your arm. You can tell where you end and the rest of the world begin, right? I'm always aware of that part of the body, which I should say, the butterfly thing. I call that losing your edges. Because I have more awareness of where I am and where nature of the world begins. There is no excuse. Dear authority, please, by all means, if you need to feel powerful that badly, please keep your rectangle sheets. It was just too much of it happened within 48 minutes. Within 48 minutes. It's been happening 48 minutes. Within 48 hours. For it to be coincidence. It's possible that it was karma. Everything is possible. Being possible happens around me all the fucking time. One step at a time. That's not like time for a war or any of that stuff. That's just not push you, not keep you up. That's how they fight. That's not how feminine power answers violence. And this is psychological violence. It's economic violence. It's socioeconomic violence. It's racial violence. This is no different than the scenarios Goebbels manipulated to keep the drawings public, already in a financial crisis. Like, so people didn't have food, they were scared. This is how Goebbels kept them stirred up and kept them afraid and kept them chasing. They're using the writings of Goebbels like an owner's manual. And 75% of the population isn't smart enough. Or is that, or isn't brave enough? to go and read about it and see it for themselves. So this is the group, one of the groups that I'm in. There's the phrase. I like my sunglasses. You like my sunglasses? It's a phrase. And it's funny because I actually wrote this phrase down a couple of years ago. I really liked this interpretation of it. And people have heard it in cartoons over, all the time. The word is Abacadabrah. And as I wrote it, I remember it's, oh, this is how good I see. Motherfucking book is upside down. Okay, let's take our glasses. Definition said it was from Aramaic. One said it was from Hebrew, one said it was Roman, one said it was. So nobody's going to tell you the truth. No. Excuse me, my look at that. That says it's from the Aramaic. It literally says. Alright, so as I speak, such literally means I will create as I speak. The group, because I haven't been in there at the crime group. I haven't been in there. They had planned something, and I didn't even grasp it because I've got this whole bureaucratic bullshit going on. And I'm like, I'm thinking I probably won't play. But I like that word, and it was weird. I've been saying that word for like 2 weeks. Abracadabrah. But to me, I will create it as I speak. It's not like incantation or evocation in itself. What it sounds like to me is the key in the ignition in eternity. So as I speak, so shall it be. A little something that I said quite spontaneously back in high school. Just a total dick. And I was already reading the Llewellyn and all that stuff in high school, so this was like 75 maybe. So this person had done this thing to me, and I was like, man on the stairs. I said his name, and I was like, so as you have done to me, so the same will befall thee. And one, or three. So as I speak it, so shall it be. No idea when this shit came from. It was just like, poof. He went pale. All these people see me go, is that a curse? All I know is, just as you have done to me, the same will be done to you. It's only a curse if you've been a dick to me, right? Another thing I said to someone else I want you to understand me today. May you have all the money you deserve. And I walked away. This person was like, holy shit, you've been laying curses since high school. I didn't look at it that way. There was a thing in high school that I called Barb's Law. And I figured it out. Well, I'm positive I was like 15. And it was Barb's Law. It's like, if someone sets you up and does a whole bunch of mean shit to you, they frame you, they talk about you, they do stuff to you, and you did nothing to deserve it at all. Stay. Don't involve them. Don't say anything to them. Don't get them back. Don't do revenge. Go to another school if you have to. But when it is time for them to receive that which they have given, Barb's law says you get to be there to watch. And everyone around me at the same school, you gotta remember the 1970s were like stuff. But you will get to be there to watch. People set you up and they do shit to you talking. Move away if you have to. Because their time will come for that balance, for that equilibrium to be answered. And as Barbara says, you'll get to be there. See it happen. And people are like, that's heavy. And it's like, oh, I wouldn't get to be, get him back. I was like, it's not getting him back. Who are going to be standing right there when they receive all they have created. I thought it meant, so be mindful of what you're creating, because you're bringing it onto yourself. That's what I thought it was saying. So, have a little adventure in the mundane on the way in, and it may take weeks and weeks to do this divorce thing in Georgia, so on and so forth. I gotta show you something. I gotta stand up and my entire butt is asleep. And when you think about it, did you really need to know that? I got this thing. This is it's got a little cell, solar cell thing in it. This was a purple Frankenstein. The other one I got was a skeleton. So I modded the purple Frankenstein and turned him into Doctor Who. Using not sculpting, I used a melon compound. And you can still see the scar on his forehead and stuff, but the skeleton, the one, I see him, I stole it right on my truck, my car. It rode on the dashboard of my car. I did it like death in the Cherry Pratchett books, because there's just a skeleton. Okay. I was dead. So anyway, this survived. It's really heavy. I needed it was one of the very first mods I've ever done. But it doesn't mean anything other than I like Doctor Who. So with this pandemic, Katie, how are things in your neck of the woods? Oh my God, I don't know how to say that. Is it Giga? Oh my God. I can barely remember teeth. I can remember forks. Now, if you're Chinese, that's very much like Giga. It's very much like the Chinese word. Giga, which is brother. But I don't think this is. Did you go to bed? I love that I make these videos and I'm just show guys and reveal this thing that I'm doing. 2 viewers. Talk about some shit going to keep you humble. Statistic-wise, the numbers in Montana are climbing like crazy because these people are living in LA and Chicago and Atlanta and all this in New York, and they're coming to Montana and we're going to buy land. We're going to, we're just going to bring our disease and our crime and our selfish, self-centered shallow. It's a coat of paint. That's not helping anybody. And then we'll build it in a chat, and we'll build it in the wildlife management area, and we'll buy 15 rental properties, and we'll raise the rent from $300 a month for the people in Butte who make like $9 an hour to $5,000 a month, and we'll rent them by the week to other friends from LA. And then this will happen to Bozeman. This will happen to Missoula. Billings was always up. And I have no idea. It's achieving Great Falls. So they're going in. And in 2 weeks, I think it's jumped from 48, like 180 within just days. It's just not the same. I'm looking for the packet of paper. So, as far as that goes, seriously, as far as all of it is, I do ask my friends, how are you? How are things where you are that you see? But I don't watch the news. I don't listen to their reports. I don't pay them any attention. They do not deserve a place in my mouth. They just don't. I am the one who has done the work. I can't believe I can't find one fucking trash bag. Not them. I was in recovery with school teacher. I think if you got to a place where you got used to that much stuff happening around you all the time, you would probably need to be put out of your industry because you would no longer be you. You would become something else. Yes, it's going to bother people. I have 2 friends in Hong Kong. I have another friend in another city that I forget what it is, but it's like, wait, it's not one of those major places. It's more rural and more farming. I lost total contact with 2 friends who were artists and animators in Hong Kong. Yeah, Hong Kong. And I haven't heard from them since even and I've just got this here. My friends all over the world. And it doesn't mean I have 30 friends, and it doesn't mean I have 90 friends. But like Keith will tell you the day that shit happened a year ago. The kick in the door down. The policeman actually said, "Are you in danger?" And I went, "I'm pretty sure I am." He goes, "What is that banging?" And I said, "Well, it's the nephew trying to get in the bedroom door. It's this bizarre 4-year-old child outside banging a plastic chair up against the wall." And he goes, "Who's screaming?" And I went, "I don't know." And I was like, "Oh." And he goes, "Do you think that they mean to hurt you?" I'm talking to the policeman that they didn't know that I could contact. "Do you think that they will hurt you?" I said, "Oh, they most certainly will." They will try. That was what I said. They most certainly will try. And that was because it wasn't because they were like those art connoisseurs and they knew about art. There is another hour 40 minutes. Here comes a picture. I am a keeper of sacred people. And the pipe that came to me as a teacher was made for a white missionary that's Ojibwe, and they sat in museums for over 200 years from this apprentice. He would be my 3rd ex. I'm trying to, so I can do his accent because of Alabama. He goes, I was at the store today and I seen your pipe. And I remember laughing. And I was like, okay, I am not going to be one of those apprentices that has to have the exact perfect blanket and the exact tie-dye, and I have to have the right haircut and the perfect tan, and I have to have exactly this kind of sage and this sort of crystal. If I have to have all that shit, then what I'm doing is not real. So I don't mind the work on crystals, but I'm not buying into this, oh, and buy this again and buy this. No. He and I talked about it for a couple of hours. He liked me in really big cavern. It was like, imagine like Milwaukee Stadium to yourself. It's huge. Well, it's really huge, especially for Montana standards, but it was gigantic. It was like the bird's nest in China, only flipped upside down because you couldn't see the ceiling. I knew it was up there. You couldn't see it. And the entire interior were these carved, and it wasn't carved benches like shelves. They were carved seats. And there was two after two. There were tens of thousands of people. I don't know. It was kind of dark. But I did know, without sitting in it, that if I were to sit in one of those chairs, that at 5, and back then I was still 5'11", my feet wouldn't touch the ground. And I wouldn't be able to lean on my back because my legs were too short. And the people, the beings who, those chairs were made on an average of 9 and 10 feet tall. And I knew them. I knew them like fellow travelers. I knew them like so it's dream. It's an awesome dream. I'm like, so far, this dream is cool. Because I think that way in that dream, you look across, sitting across from me, just arms full of those cushions, and, kind of cliche, hides and stuff. Sitting across from me was the most scorching hot native man ever seen. I'm talking total drill, the most gorgeous man I have ever seen in my life. And he's sitting across from me. This is kind of weird. And I'm like, well, hello, how are you? And, oh, God, he was so pretty. And he said, it is only fitting that 300 years after the making of this point, it will finally come into the hands of a white medicine person, woman, who would use it in the spirit in which it was made and listen to what it has to say. And he hands me this pipe. I'm an idiot. I thought, hey, he tells me how to take it. Yeah, so wait. And I got fucking idiot. I take it, where'd that whole, you can hear the get your stuff, fuck out the window because, but hey, this is my dream and I'm liking what I see. He was so fucking gorgeous. I knew that he was the maker. Yada yada. And there's a dream. I got teaching me research. I woke up. It's Saturday. That's because I woke up really late and didn't even open my eyes, which I got the phone. Called Don's number. He answered the phone. You know what? All right. Where is this fucking pipe? And he started laughing. And that day, behind it, native art originals. I saw gourmet originals. This 800-year-old Hopi pottery, and these were not believers. Millions of dollars worth of stuff in this building. And literally, when you walked in, you were in like so typical thing, you open the back door, it goes, and then you shut the door. Like vacuum seals and then opens on the inside of your neck. So that was. I'm just still trying to get over that it existed at all, you know. And the man who owned it was a Cherokee man. He's full-blooded. He was an art dealer, but he also went around to museums that when the they need to make money, whatever they. And so it'll be like, it'll be like, Abacadabrah, fancy box, cafe dish, Doctor Who. This is marked, and it's going to be like all of some certain time period, whatever. This man would buy them because he represented like the biggest Native American artists in the industry. He was not a poor man. What that building looked like. It looked like something out of Going Home. And he would buy these lots, and if it was a sacred item, if he felt it, or he believed that it was a sacred item, he would take it back and give it back to the people. He would give it back to the tribe. And then there were other things that were just artifacts, or just trade items, or they're just old. And in other places, there were things that were sacred. Big time. And happened. And he goes, oh, you got it. You are it. He goes, I have something. Answer this part. And he said, you're right. And Tony said, you're right. So, because I love old shit anyway. Yeah. Original art. And I'm holding this pipe. It's huge, so on and so forth, and I didn't want all this stuff. And so on and so forth, I would put it down. And I would walk away. And I would go look at something. And I would look down, and it would be in my hand again. But I hadn't crossed the room. Look at it. So finally, I asked, how much is it? How much is it? It was a lot. I mean, seriously, it was less than $4,000. But I mean, back then that was a lot. I mean, never been used, and they sat in an attic. It was given to a priest. It's a church, that's a museum. Never been used. And I said, I only make this much money. And he says, oh, well, I don't do layaway. Believe in layaway. And one thing led to another. I walked away again, came back, in my hand again. I mean, this went on all afternoon. And he goes, I don't do layaway. Just tell him I have money to buy myself art. And I'm like, very well. Put it back on the counter. I went over into another room. I looked at it and stuff. And it was in my hand. So we start to leave. And we're walking down the steps to go to the room. I've got tears on my face. And so he calls. And he said, this pipe is weeping. It doesn't want you to leave. So I will trust you to pay as you can. No, I'll keep it whatever. It was the first thing he had ever laid where he said. And I handed him all the money I had, which was like something like $7. That's it. That's all I had. $7. Okay. Every Friday I had to do at least $5 something else. Dude, my car didn't even cost that much. Leave. And soon to be ex number 3 is like, I need that sugar. I need they work something out because that freaked me out. I was like, well, I need this money. I got 2 kids. So time passes, and it's coming up on my birthday in October, and I get a phone call from this gallery. I don't know. And I'm like, I get paid Friday. I can send you more. He goes, no. He said, it's time you come and get me. You're damn quiet. I'm like, I don't even hear anything I can do. He goes, come down. Be here Saturday morning. And so I went. And then he went with him. This man who runs this gallery had told people about the strangest thing that happened with this woman and his wife. And that I had, so he told me. And he told them about what had happened to the kids. And these incredibly wealthy people were handing $300-400. I paid $7. It was completely paid for, and I have no idea. So, I mean, that is what they mean when they say it came to me in a sacred way. And I have been extremely sincere with it. It is by far, and I'm not going to work everything. It is my mind responsible for that. And when I die, it will return to the Ojibwe people. So, I'm saying the POOF. And in September, when did all this shit happen? What year was it? 2019, I think it was like, okay, so 2018, probably not September, October. Big news thing. Christie's mysterious buyer pays $87,000 for this 100-year-old Native American paper gives back to the people. I saw her and her family, and I knew that was her sister and that twat that she lived with. I saw her eyes go ka-ching-ching because they had gone through my stuff and they couldn't get in the podcast, but they knew what it was. And that's when things got dangerous. Because then, this was something like $87,000. And that was when I told the doctor, things are getting scary. So then that was September, October. And again, in March or April, another big news story. Mysterious source pays $59,000 for a trade intelligence. And that was when I told the doctor, I think things are going to become dangerous. Because she had got drunk, opened up my Bogle crystals while I was taking care of friend's ranch, and I was stored at her house. She called her drunk. One going through your stuff, I could hear them. They literally were going through the stuff. I have 2 vocal crystals selected by Marshall Vogel. I have owned these crystals over 35 years. She didn't put it back in the case that I made for it properly, and she broke the tip off it. I was so furious that really, they're lucky I didn't burn the house down. They claim I owe you. We are now even because this pair matched together. This crystal alone was worth $8,000. And now that you've broken the tip because you fucked with it, it's worth about $200. So that's coming up. What you say I owe you. So they weren't after the art. They're not smart enough to do the art. They were after with my medicine stuff. They were after the antiquities in my medicine labs, the crystals, the pipe, and other things that I have that were given to me to care for, to be responsible for. That's what they were after. so that they could put it on the Russian market. And I will tell you something that I told everyone. That pipe has taken care of itself for 300 years. It's kept itself intact, unbroken, for 300 years. I'm not worried about that pipe. I'm worried about who is trying to destroy it. I'm not worried about that pipe. That pipe can take care of itself. It doesn't really need me. So when I met with all this, authority bullshit. Oh, you can't do that because you're not on Social Security. You can't do that because you're not. You can't do this because you don't do that. The only time I almost got into self-pity today, I was so stressed, holding it level. As I went outside, and I said, this happened in 1988. Do the fucking math. I don't know how long ago that was. Just like 35 years quicker. Is facilitating his continuing. I mean, he was sentenced to life. He did not even serve 1 year for every child's life he destroyed. He was out within 4 years. And he told one of my kids, if she tries to publish anything, I'm going to sue my student department. And I said, I will burn it in the yard first. So here it is, 2020. And the government, and Social Security, and the courts are still letting him continue to hurt me. And so they're facilitating him being able to do it. And that was when I got into some self-pity. Okay, so you know what? I'm done for today. I'm on Facebook. I took all this shit away. And I'm going to put something pretty. I'm going to do my hair. Look how long my hair's got, kid. And I did. I look pretty good. Since we did the thyroid storm thing, I've lost 13 pounds. And zero change in time at all. I feel better. I look better. And yesterday, after a year, was the first day in the whole time that I felt well enough to go out to the court, get a box, and start going through my belongings. Everything I yeah. I could feel covered, but I mean, it would. I wasn't afraid to go through it to see what was there because anything's missing, big ass. I'm calling the marshals and say, we need to add this. But had nothing to do with it. It had to do with not being able to breathe, with a heart pounding, with being so sick you can't sit up long enough, much as the box. And yesterday, first time in years, at least 5 years, I actually started sweating very fast. I worked slow and I worked steady and it was hot. And I smelled like roadkill by the end of the day, but that's how they can't stop. They can't stop that. So And they can't stop that, so it's moving through you either. You're in the like, oh, you are back. What did you eat? Oh, it's 2 hours. This is too fucking long. I'll probably cut it to shit. Monday. It is terrible, and it is a terrible flight, and it's very traumatic. I have blood into my circle. Well, only came into my circle because they intended to take what they don't have, which was talent. Got into it with horses, and one girl even said, "I want you to teach me everything about horses." And I'm like, oh, okay. Take about 10 years, and I can teach you every day, all day. But what I cannot do is I can't make you have the gift with it. So she never went through with it. These other people just intended to do away with me and pretend they had stay. Now, to me, that's like eating asphalt. But this time, just like I said, when all that shit happened, this is the last time this will ever happen. This is finalizing. This is the last barrier putting it all in order. And there will be no more barriers to being the true spirit personality you incarnated in this world to be. I'm not even bored of that because I have no idea. I'm old. I don't think I'm going to be like playing basketball or anything, but it's going to be fun. No, it's interesting because I can already do a lot of things. So I'm like, well, shit, yeah, let's do that. So I got my little list, my application. It's actually an application for not a driver's license because right now, I had 2 CDLs. I had a CDL for 20-something years. It's a shit I've received from the state. I don't know if I ever want, Montana driver's license, but this is for a real ID. And then you can go get a passport. Sorry, I have a real ID. I don't have a car license, so I drive this horse and buggy. I literally don't. But it's going to be interesting. So tell me what's going on with you. Are you around now? How's my Maverick? Not funny, I ask you about it. Nobody's sick or anything like that, right? You can stop folding clothes long enough to answer that. So it's always too wordy. I'm not as nervous this time, but I'm pretty fucking tired. It's the first time I've ever outed all the people who broke the law. Other than Russell Holman, he was the RA at University of Montana, who used his key, walk into my bedroom, install the virus that would crash my drive, and then here I am, I got projects to do. And then my roommate was standing right there. She was in Nebraska now, ready. She's like taking the court. Oh, it's just a good show. So, the whole computer crashed, everything went down, blue screen of death, etc. And he just comes over. I might be able to get it to crank back up. Because she gets drawn and she goes, he's a fucking just So I bought a Dell computer. He opened up the one that I was working with, copied everything off that, put it in the Dell, then reached across, slapped me out of the way, grabbed the thumb drive, threatened my roommate like he was going to hit her with both hands, and ran out. He said, "I'm keeping this. It's mine." And the University of Montana covered for him because they had just been sued something like 8 times in 2 years. There was a book out about what the most sued university, consistently losing every single one. Going through my papers. Oh, and here's the other thing, when all this happened, so on and so forth. He had broken in, it had Windows 8 on it, hate Dell. So he had it so that it would remote off his cell phone, and he was using my computer, my brand new computer, as a listening device for me in the house, because he was really scared that I was about to turn him in. And I figured it out, flipped it over, popped the battery. Oh, he was sending other people over too. Just all this shit happened. And after a night of, I was in the night, I went to the bedroom. My roommate had moved out in this other bedroom, the off-campus apartment, because it didn't work there anymore. He had already arranged it so that as soon as I went to class, he was going to come in and destroy this computer. So I wouldn't go to class. So finally, the harassment was, and I called the cops. And they came over. And then I told them exactly what he was doing when this was happening. At some point, I could think, you turn with that drive. You don't even touch the store. And, you had this and this item of mine. So now he returned it that morning because he didn't work at the inn anymore. A letter. And in this letter, he admitted to crashing my drive, to taking all my information off, and that he fully intended to keep every bit of it. And I was like, oh, I don't know. That's not even a smart criminal. So I called the cops. And I said, he's using this as a listening device. It's a remote activation. And I need you. What I need is, as he was like, you look horrible on the way. Go look at the footprints around the window. There's 2 photographs I caught them. They were like at the window. These were his friends who had observed me. They were at the window and they were like blow cigarette smoke in the bedroom. But they were also like banging the window and shit. And I recorded them. Because I couldn't make no access to it. So anyway, I had the computer with the drive. And I said, I need you to remove this from this property and put it into your property storage. I will come down, I will make a statement. I don't know how long it will be, I don't know. Because University of Montana is going to cover for him. Well, this was the Missouri police. They worked for the University of Montana. What do you think they're going to take care of for him? They were that scared that I was going to sue. So, fast forward a year ago, not even a year ago, almost a year ago, we go to the field house to get the other stuff that I couldn't get from Arthur. I knew that she had. I'm waiting on an Asus. I loved my Asus. I had a Pavilion, an HP Pavilion. Then I got that Dell. And then another HP Pavilion. All of them. All of my HPs were hidden in that range that was fully for me not to take them. But she didn't know that her niece had showed me where she hid them. So I'm getting the computers and I look and there's another. My cases just stole. They stole like 9 backpacks. I didn't get that. So anyway, here's the second one. And I'm like, open it up. It's a Dell computer. it over, and there's the sticker I had put on it. She had gone to the police department and somehow got them to give her a Dell computer that they were supposed to have been protecting. And there it was in her. So I was like, oh, okey. And I went through everything. And I found several Terry Pratchett books. And there goes Keith. It's like, there's no way I'm keeping this. There's no way. I needed to say it. I'll figure out a way to say it shortly. I'm going to let it sit up on it. So Arthur seems to think that if I'm thinking a lawsuit, then I'm thinking revenge. And I don't see it that way. All of my life, I was raised with that personality, that narcissist that could do whatever they wanted. And I just I could take whatever they want, suing my entire family, my property, my house, my inheritance, property, my own family did it. If they could just walk in and take whatever they wanted. And I had no right to say no. That's how friends treated me, that's how business partners treated me. This is all I knew. I mean, that's your mother does that. That's all you know. Even my university treated that way. Like I said, the last time I ever had to do that, grab my stuff, knowing that you still accept the art. 100% of them were after the art, or after the medicine circle. 100% of them in 40 something years have failed. We just have some 3D mundane business to take care of. That's not really different. I don't even know how to do it, that it would be with it. I don't even know how to do that. I think the universe takes care of it. It's been I know every time I post. There I was told that I was to come here to compute, that I would be safe, that all my reports and everything that I had to say until the time I any other thing. And it was out of my hands. They're taking care of it. I was to focus on getting better. Meanwhile, so I can art. And of course, I have to contact them immediately if anyone should. I try. I'm perfectly happy to have the universe take care of myself. But so let me show you how this goes. I know this. You hope you achieve your highest goal. Your hope that should happens. same time, genuinely good friends. I've never had. They were like ran a lightning bug with a bunch of starving birds, and the minute I did something, they would swoop in, start to take it. That's why I hate media. That's why I hate television. Those are some of the sickest spiritual rapists and perverts. Very few, very, very few are good human beings. Do not have opportunities. And I've never needed attention and bad enough to hurt somebody else. To me, that's obscene. So they can keep it. This always has happened. I don't know any of it. All I know is that this hasn't been my life for a long time. If it was. I had several times when I was born. You can't. Why would you take my life? I knew you would do some job. And nothing they can do to me. Nothing they can do to me will make it theirs. It won't transfer from me to them. They can't. And I don't feel sorry for them because they have hurt people and hurt them and hurt them. That's what I know. My job is just to get out of the way. That's of the universe that can plop no consequence on the opportunity. I don't know. Okay. So yeah, I'm cutting this back. One or two people that I know are followers of my YouTube channel. Never good reason. Because I outed them on this channel. The Friday. Okay. They were either trying to run me out of the house, so they would like lock me out. There's some big ones. Next to her, other stuff. The kids said, oh, since I was so isolated. And those are convinced I have no friends. Nobody would help me, nobody would stand up for me. Disappeared. And that's the one that I think, until they realized, fuck me. That's the police on the phone. I called them on the phone that they didn't believe worked. And he had heard. Are they trying to beat the, are they trying to beat the door? You think he intends to hurt you? Oh, absolutely. I have no doubt that they don't intend to hurt me. Absolutely. Maybe that. Until they said, oh, you can't have actual access to free. You can't have this because you're. Okay. So anyway, yeah, I talked for more than I needed to. I put Keith to sleep. I will talk to you tomorrow, my darling. He won't watch this, but I did talk to Keith. And when that happened, Keith was really good walking topic. And I said, I don't know why about your feelings, but I'm asking you to investigate who you think is going to help and which to help. So you can hear me, that yeah, that's really hard. It's just really scary. So now, so much as I eat it. I'm going to lot. But that's what I'm watching you. Right now. So I can't wait. I want to be. It's working. I can't see the bus. I don't know how this works. And naturally, it's taking to turn on. It has to be. So I need to show up. So they're going to support it. So 2 hours and something. What a long movie that night. Never been or done. This is one I do. Fiction. You might be wrong. Because we literally die outside. Choose wisely. And I'll update you. Good night.